To draw your face in profile in our small circle, you will need to have a couple of tools. You will need a pencil and an eraser to get this done. It is your choice whether or not you draw large like I'm about to and fill the whole space with just your face, or if you just want to do a much smaller version and then also add a body. But when you draw a head in profile, you actually want to start with a square. So I know we have a circle here and I need to make a square. So I'm going to draw some lines to make a square. I am using light sketching kind of pencil lines to make this happen. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on my square so it's nice and big for you guys and in focus. And from here, it doesn't have to be a perfect square, just approximate is pretty good. From here, I'm going to divide my square into half and then half again. So I've got these quarters. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but we want it to be pretty close. Now I'm going to start drawing within my square to create my skull shape. I'm going to start with the back of the head. So I'm going to go from this cross to this cross in a nice smooth arcing motion. Again, those light sketching pencil lines so we can erase. And now I'm going to create the back of the neck. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to exit somewhere, about a third in, 2/3 over from this line. So if I was dividing this into 3 chunks, okay, this is the chunk where I'm going to exit. I'm going to erase that so I don't get confused. And I'm going to curve, sweep in for the back of the skull, and then out at an angle, because our necks have this little curve to them to make it work. You can have them more directly down if you don't have as much of a curve, but for me, that's what I've got. Now I'm going to create my forehead. I am going to put a line about 1/5 of the way in. So if I were to divide this line over here, so this is the back of my head and my neck, my forehead's going to be over in this quarter, but I got to know where to put it. So I'm going to find 1/5, so that's approximately there. If I were to take this one and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I should have 5 in that space. Find your 1/5 line. Then we're going to, again, gently curve from this upper point of the top of your head down to the skull, down to the forehead, I should say. Some people have a more abrupt turn. Like for me personally, I would make it a little more squared off. I have a pretty flat, high forehead. Some people are more curvy. It just depends on your skull, and there's no wrong answer, but that is approximately where it is for most people. Now, we're going to go ahead and draw your eye. Your eye is going to be in this space here, and we're going to actually exaggerate it a little bit. So we're going to draw like a smooshed oval, and we're going to draw triangle coming top and bottom from that oval, but it should be halfway through on that line. Okay, and I'm going to erase the line going through the center, because this is the white of the eye, this is the colored part, the iris, okay? And, if you want to make a more fancy eye, if you want to give yourself your lid and some eyelashes or whatever, you can do that as well, but that's not needed at this moment in time. And we want to have some eyebrows for sure, though. We're going to have your eyebrow starts inside of where your eye is. Remember, it starts with those vertical lines like we learned last year, and then we tip down and we extend past wherever your eye ends. So you want to make sure your eye is approximately in that space there. Now we need to do our nose. So our nose goes halfway down this rest of the face. So this is where our chin is going to be down here, but not all the way out here. But we're going to find half. So figure out your half. There's half. And then you're going to need half again. Okay, so This is not where the nose and mouth go, except, well, sort of. For the nose, it does actually touch on the outer circle here. So we're going to draw a nice big circle, barely touching that square, and then an ellipse over that way. Going this way, please. And then we are going to figure out some kind of connection. Some people have very, very straight noses. I happen to have like a little bump here, okay? And then it turns into the tip of the nose. Some people have like it swishes in. Some people it's a straight line. It just sort of depends on your nose, what you need, whatever this line is going to look like. Your nostril is, remember, we erase that little chunk there. We erase the top of those circles and the ellipses. Your nostril goes at the bottom of that ellipse down here, okay, if you're going to see it at all. From the side, we usually do not see a nostril unless something funny is happening and we're actually getting the face tipped a little bit more than we expect. But we should be somewhere in there. And then we want to make our lips. So we're going to come down kind of from that center point in the nose where the circle met the ellipse. And we are going to come kind of down in a straight line. And then we want to make sure that this line here, we're going to extend over lightly, remember. And we're going to draw kind of half of the lip shape because we're seeing it from the side. So we're going to draw an ellipse for our top and like a circle-y shape, and then an ellipse for the bottom, a little bit bigger, okay? And you do want to, you know what, I got that wrong. Circle for the top, a smaller circle here, and then an ellipse over there. There we go. So 3, and then we're going to extend those, round it out. It's almost like a smooshed heart where one side is larger than the other. Okay. And then from there, we want to start your chin a little bit in from the edge of the lips and then bring it out. Just a little bit. Now these might be, my lips might be a little bit low, but you should be right about at the bottom of the box. Only slightly bigger than the box if you're going to do bigger. Otherwise, the same size of the box is fine to make the chin. And then this shape angles up. Okay, your chin angles up to make the back of the jaw a little bit past this halfway line. And the front of your neck is approximately there. Okay, so a lot of these guidelines we erase because those are not part of our art. They're just guides to help you get stuff in approximately the right space. And then we need an ear, and your ear goes from the bottom of your nose to the top of your eyebrow. And then we connect in that sort of C wiggle shape. We end up with some extra little lines in there. And you look really funny because you're bald. Yep, everybody looks funny when they're bald. Sorry, bald people. When we expect you to have hair, it does look a little bit funny when you don't have any. And so from here, you can either work on adding glasses, work on adding your hair, because everyone's hair texture is different. I cannot show every single person their hair during this video. But if you need help figuring out how to draw your hair, just make sure your hair is bigger than your skull, because I promise you, unless you have super short hair, your hair is larger than your skull is. Okay, so you erase a lot of that, but that line that you drew helps to guide how big your hair goes. And if you want to have like wild and fun hair that doesn't obey the laws of gravity, you're certainly welcome to do that. Add some fun lines in there and you have a lovely little thing. face going on here. Don't forget, everybody has hair that grows in front of their ears. If you have very long hair, you may have to totally erase your ear. If you have glasses, those go in front of your eyes, so you don't cover up your eyes. I tend to kind of skip the space over my eyes so I can still see that, but it is up to you. I go like that a little bit, but I still leave those eye lines darker and more solid than the glasses lines, so we can see those, and then off the face like that. And again, erasing all of the guides, including the box. The box is not needed. It's not part of your face. And we have a face in profile with lots of hair. Alrighty.